Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. I'm JP and this is Good Talk HQ. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at some of the best deals going on right now, and then I'll recap with some games that are still on sale, and I'll let you know how to enter our giveaway, so stick around for that after the list. If you've been here before, thanks as always, you rock. We have the most awesome community on YouTube. And if this is your first time here, please consider joining our family here at the channel. We'd love to welcome you into our group of game enthusiasts and deal seekers. Either way though, thanks for watching. Please enjoy the video. Alright, let's start off with Greak, Memories of Azur. This is a single-player action platformer from Team 17 and offers players around 6 to 8 hours of gameplay. Now this is a new release and highly recommended if you haven't picked it up yet. Players will take control of the 3 siblings, 2 for the earlier stages and a 3rd later on, as you take on an epic adventure full of dangerous enemies and challenging puzzles. The game features gorgeous hand-drawn art and animations with a captivating storyline about the family bonds siblings can share. The puzzles are cleverly crafted and require you to use all siblings to solve them, which was really cool, and you can control multiple characters by holding down just one button, making it super easy to pick up and learn. This game was a lot of fun and it's on sale until August 31st, marked down 10% to just $17.99. Narita Boy is another single-player platformer from Team 17, this time with a slightly longer story, clocking in around 9 to 10 hours. Now this game is a flashback to the 80s and tells the story of a genius inventor. His best invention is a gaming console, with the flagship game being Narita Boy. Through some glitch in the code, the game's digital world has attached itself to reality and this new world needs a hero. Players will explore the never-ending story full of dangerous foes and lush environments with some amazing pixel art graphics and an atmospheric 80s soundtrack. Right now Narita Boy is on sale until September 9th, marked down half price at an all-time low of just $12.49. Alright, next we have Wonder Boy, Asha, and Monster World. This is a single-player action RPG from Studio Art Inc. and offers a main story that will last players roughly 6 to 8 hours. Now this is a side-scrolling action game that's light and easy to play, with a unique mechanic making it even easier to retry and go again. You'll play as Asha along with her companion as you join forces to overcome enemies and puzzles. There are loads of secrets and upgrades to find and it looks beautiful on the Switch. This is a gorgeous remaster of Monster World 4, the classic RPG released in the 90s, and the original team came back to bring it to us. Such a cool story. If you're interested in Monster World, make sure to check it out before the sale ends on September 2nd. It's marked down 15% to an all-time low of just $29.74. The Persistence is a single-player, first-person horror experience from Firesprite Games and offers players unlimited hours of gameplay as the game is constantly changing. Now this is a brutal sci-fi survival horror style game that takes place on a doomed colony spaceship in deep space. The ship is overrun with mutated crewmates and other horrific and murderous enemies. You'll have to dive deep into the ship in an attempt to repair it and prevent further damage. You'll be able to choose to run, hide, or fight, which is nice since most of these survival games have no combat system. They even have a 2-player mode where someone can use a phone or a tablet to control the ship's computer systems and help along the journey. If you're looking for a truly scary experience on the Switch, check out The Persistence before the sale ends on August 30th. It's marked down 80% to an all-time low of just $5.99. Alright, next we have Morbid, the 7 Acolytes. This is a single-player action RPG with an isometric view and stunning pixel art graphics, offering a main story that will last roughly 8 to 10 hours. This is a gruesome and disturbing Souls-like game featuring epic and brutal boss battles, diverse environments, and a deeply narrative-driven story. Players will find upgrades to gear, weapons, and skills along the way as they challenge the 7 possessed acolytes with godlike powers. And this is all in an attempt to save the kingdom. This is definitely a mature game with mature themes, but if you're up to the challenge and you're into this type of game, make sure to grab it up before the sale ends on September 12th. It's marked down to just $12.49, which is half price and an all-time low. Pumpkin Jack. This is a single-player 3D action platformer that will take players roughly 6 to 7 hours to finish up. We play as the Pumpkin Lord himself. We've been contracted by the devil to do his bidding. Now the game is fairly linear, but there are a few different level types to keep it fresh along the way. The game immediately reminded me of Medieval from the original PlayStation days, which was another Halloween spooky-based platformer. One really cool mechanic in this one were these areas you would come to where you would just use Jack's head to complete a puzzle and leave his body behind. I also really enjoyed the soundtrack as I thought it added so much to the immersion. If you're interested in Pumpkin Jack, make sure to check it out before the sale ends on September 6th. It's marked down 40% to an all-time low of just $17.99. Alright, next up we have Outbuddies DX. This is a retro-style action platformer from Head Up Games and offers local co-op for 2 players with a main story that will last roughly 10 to 15 hours to complete. Now this is a Metroidvania that takes place 36,000 feet under the sea. We assume the role of an adventurer who was in a shipwreck and wakes up in a sunken city. The atmosphere and music are again absolutely fantastic here, and the music even intensifies when being chased by an enemy. This can make for some tense moments when you're near death. I also found the pixel art style to be absolutely gorgeous once again here on the Switch. Once you clear the first boss, the game will stop holding your hand though, and it's easy to get lost, so keep that in mind. If you're looking for a solid retro style Metroidvania, make sure to check this one out before the sale ends on September 6th. It's marked down to just $7.19, which is a 60% discount. John Wick is a single player action strategy game from Gambitious Studios and offers roughly 8 hours of main story gameplay. The game is fast paced, action oriented, and it makes you think, move, and feel like the awesome assassin himself. There are a ton of new weapons and upgrades to unlock, new suits to find, and multiple different locations to explore. I especially like how they handled the ammo in the game, so you have a limited amount, so you have to manage your reloads, and what this means is you can't just spam the button after each kill, which makes the game look and feel more like the movie as well. The game plays out as a prequel to the movies as far as the story, and sees John on a mission to save Winston and Sharon from a dangerous new adversary. The game even features some of the original actors reprising their roles for the voiceovers. If you're interested in John Wick, make sure to pick it up as it's at an all-time low right now until August 31st, marked down 50% to just $9.99. Next we have Depth of Distinction, the Definitive Edition. This is a single-player tactical turn-based RPG similar to something like XCOM or Mario plus Rabbids. But in this one, players will explore a world that is almost entirely underwater and overrun by machines. The graphics and sound are once again top notch, and while it may not have the budget of something like Mario plus Rabbids, it's a great indie title and the game is truly fun to play. Now this mainly comes down to the combat in the game, which was a highlight for us personally. There are upgrade mechanics with over 100 weapons to be found throughout the campaign, and more secrets than I could count. If you're a fan of SRPGs, make sure to grab this one up before the sale ends on September 8th. It's marked down 60% to an all-time low of $5.99. Next we have Hotshot Racing. This is a retro-inspired racer from Curve Digital and offers unlimited hours of fun for either solo players or up to 4 players in local co-op. This is an insanely fast racer with a retro aesthetic that reminded me of Daytona USA from the Saturn days. Now the game plays and runs much better of course, just overall the look of the game immediately took me back. As far as the game goes, there are 16 different circuits to choose from, and there was recently a patch that added some new game modes, such as the Grand Prix and a few other freebies. The most fun game mode for us personally is the Driver Explode mode, which is like the movie and sees players having to maintain a certain speed or they'll explode. If you're looking for a solid racer on the Switch, make sure to check this one out before the sale ends on September 9th. It's marked down 75% to an all-time low of just $4.99. Alright, and next we have West of Loathing. This is a single-player comedic RPG from Asymmetric Games and offers players roughly 10 to 12 hours of main story gameplay. Now the story is set in the Wild West and features lush, open worlds full of dangerous quests, puzzles, and more. There are thousands of jokes written into the dialogue, and they do a pretty good job of keeping the mood light. Now one really cool feature, just like with Undertale, they give you the ability to talk your way out of combat, so if you prefer a diplomatic approach you can go that route, or you can just go all out combat too. The whole game is done in black and white, and there's a really cool and unique soundtrack as well. If you're interested in West of Loathing, it's on sale until August 31st, marked down 44% to a new all-time low of just $6.16. Alright folks, and as always, here are some other games and some series sales to consider while you're on the eShop. Alright everyone, that's gonna wrap up today's video. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. If this was your first time here, please consider subscribing if you had a good time or we helped you save a few dollars. We cover Nintendo content weekly and we live stream as well so we can hang out with you all, the wonderful community here at the channel. You can also enter our giveaway as well. Just make sure to be subbed to the channel, drop a like on the video, and leave me a comment down below so I can find your name and put you on the list. A special thank you to Montana, Another Cozy Day, Michael Bruce, and Benja Turtle. You all rock. Thank you. Alright folks, please stay safe out there and we'll let Little Man send us home. Bye everyone.
That's all for today's list. We hope you liked the video. If you did, consider subscribing and liking down below. Okay, bye!